Can you tell how much dry shampoo is in my hair? Cause hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk about every crafty thing that I've been working on over the past little while. It's been a while, hasn't it? I don't think I've recorded. You had a video 2 weeks ago, but I haven't sat down and recorded in over a month, so this feels really weird. But I'm excited to get back and show you guys what I've been working on while I was home for my sister's wedding, which went wonderfully, by the way. It was lovely. I posted a couple of photos in my stories. If you are active on Instagram, you would have seen those, but I don't want to post too much because she's not all over the internet like I am, nor is the rest of my family. And I don't want to push that upon them. But it was wonderful. We had a great time. It was so nice to be able to celebrate with everyone that we weren't able to last year. But with that being said, I have three announcements? A couple announcements? Three? That would be... Three is not a couple. Anyways, like I said, I haven't done this in a while. I'm rambly. So let's get into said announcements. First of all, the Bloom Baby Bloom make-along did end at the beginning of this month. July 1st was the final day to be able to enter. And I have drawn my winner for the Bloom Baby Bloom make-along. Of course, I forgot to write it down on my show notes, but I'll pop a screenshot on the screen here of the winner. She did, I remember, knit a absolutely beautiful kinder cowl, and it just so happened to be out of my yarn. That gave her 2 entries, which I think is part of the reason why she got so lucky, and one was she had double entries. Anyways, you have won a prize from me. First part of the prize is this skein of yarn from my shop. This here is Nebula. Super duper pretty. And to go along with that, I was gifted this beautiful stitch marker set from Sit Still Knit Pretty Co. And so these are all on, yeah, they're all on lobster clasps. That's my preference for sure when I am knitting. But those will go along with your skein of yarn. So, contact me on my email and let me know that you did win. I do believe you are a regular watcher of the podcast. If you aren't, I will also probably try and contact you on Ravelry as well. That way I can get that prize off to you as soon as possible. Thank you to everyone who did join in on the make-along, even if you didn't finish anything. It was so fun to see everyone kind of working along with stuff with me. I didn't finish my project either. I haven't worked on it in probably a month. That's okay. It was fun. That's all that matters. But a couple other announcements. These are both shop announcements. First of all, a new collection did go live in the shop this past Friday. What day was that? The 15th of July. The Hummingbird collection. I will give you a peek of all of those skeins at the end of this episode. I won't subject that to you now if you're not interested. But I do also want to say that I have put some skeins in the shop on sale, 25% off, just to clear out some stock so that I have room for new upcoming collections. So yeah, definitely, if you're interested, check out the shop, see what's on sale, see what's new. It means a lot to me. I put a lot of hard work and love into these collections, and it makes me so happy to see you guys loving them as well. Can you tell how much dry shampoo is in my hair? Cause, maybe a little bit. Dang it. Oh man. I took my hair out of a bun and realized how badly it needed to be washed, but I wasn't about to wash it because I'm recording this at 7:30 at night, and I guess I could have washed it and recorded tomorrow morning, but I really wanted to get it done, so dry shampoo it is. Gives me some volume at least, and if you didn't notice, I chopped off 9 inches of my hair, so that also gives it some volume, because dang, it was long before. I am loving this length. It is so much easier to manage. Anyways, you're here for knitting, not to hear me talk about my hair. So let's jump into, I have one finished object. This is a test knit that I've been working on for the past little while. I'm not wearing it right now because it is really warm out and I can't handle it. But I will maybe insert a photo here as well of what it looks like on the designer. But this is my Gaja sweater. This is a pattern by Agatha of Amanita Knits. Let me back up. So this is my finished sweater. I knit this out of my yarn, Birch and Lily Fiber Co. This is the Birch sock base, which is an 80-20, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I ended up only needing 3 skeins for this. I didn't even use all 3. I have 2 little balls left of it, and probably a solid altogether, like maybe 30 grams left. So not bad. It was a fun pattern to knit. I really enjoyed the lace. If you can tell here, there's this beautiful lace panel running down the sleeves of the sweater. And then I have never done, what is this called? I think I've heard it called like a Latvian braid, but that runs across the whole bottom of the sweater right above the ribbing, kind of between the transition of the two. If you watched the last episode I showed this, I had knit it on a bigger needle and just did not like it, so I ended up ripping that out and redoing all of the ribbing, and I'm so much happier with the transition between that braid and the ribbing now. As well, it has this running down the sides under the sleeves and kind of going into the split hem that the sweater has. So yeah, overall, it's got some really cool elements to it. The V in the front, it's a drop shoulder sweater, if you can see here. I'm pretty happy with it. I have to say, and this is something, obviously this sweater is in testing, and so things change from what I've knit to what the pattern will be when you guys receive it, but something that we've all been discussing is that the sleeves are a little bit too tight, so I think that is something that is going to be adjusted later on when the pattern is released, just because lace grows a decent amount. So she had made the sleeves, because they're supposed to be a tighter fitting sleeve, she had made them a little bit smaller just because lace grows. But in from what I've seen, it doesn't grow enough, and it feels a little bit tight here. Now, I lift weights. Not that you can tell, but I lift weights, and I've got a decent amount of muscle here, so that might be making a little bit of a difference on me too, and it might just be a me thing. I'm waiting to kind of see what other testers say before I... Well, not before I give my feedback. I've given my feedback, but I'm just curious to see what other testers say before I recommend to you guys size picking. I did knit a size small for this, and I'm about a 36-inch bust, so it fits, like this portion of it, this portion, that's not helpful. The body of it fits great. I'm just having issues like right here in the transition between the body and the sleeve being a little bit tight. Another cool thing is the ribbing on the sleeve, where the lace is, if I could get this right, it's a 1x1 twisted rib, but then on the back side of the sleeve, it's a 2x2 rib, which I thought was kind of cool, just the transition between the two. But yeah, otherwise, it's a beautiful sweater. It knit up pretty fast. I had to rip it out a couple times just because of pattern changes with the testing process, but overall, it knit up pretty fast, and I'm quite pleased with it. And it's fun to see this colorway knit up. I don't know if I said what color it is, but this is April Showers. I don't think there's any in the shop right now, but I did put up a listing on the shop now that you can take advantage of for like custom sweater quantities, shawl quantities, larger quantities of yarn. So if this was something you were interested in knitting a sweater out of, no pressure, obviously. I hate plugging stuff, but I have to say these things because I have a yarn shop. But if you are interested in a sweater or shawl or something out of this, I can totally dye some up for you. I just don't have any in stock in the shop at this exact moment. But yeah, I am so excited to have this off my needles. I've really been enjoying knitting sweaters lately, which you will see by the other projects I've been working on. But yeah, this has worked up so beautifully, and the lace was really fun. I haven't knit something with lace in a while. I've been enjoying a lot of just plain stockinette knitting, but I have the lace here. I have a colorwork project I'm going to show you guys in a second. I don't know, I've been mixing things up with my sweater knitting, so it's been fun. Okay, I saved all the new stuff to the end. I thought I would show you what you've seen in previous episodes first. So this here is my crumpled bag from Brooklyn Haberdashery. It's holding my home sweater v-neck, which is a beautiful pattern by Caidree. I am in love with Caidree lately. I don't know what it is. All of their patterns are stunning. But here is where I've gotten to on my home sweater. So where that Progress Keeper is where I was, I think, the last time I recorded. Let me put away some of these loose ends. I believe that's where I was when I recorded last. So I have finished the whole body and I'm working on a sleeve and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. It feels amazing. It looks amazing. This split hem is amazing. The front is about an inch longer than the back on this split hem, which I love. And I learned how to do a tubular bind off, which I've never done before because I'm a chicken. It's said to do it in patterns before and I just chicken out every time, but this time I decided I would do it. And look at this. I can't get over it. It looks like the knitting just like ends in midair. I don't know. Is that a good way to describe it? I'm just so happy with that bind off and I'm proud of myself for figuring it out. So that is fun that I figured out a tubular bind off. This Progress Keeper is adorable and I must show it. It's from Hello Lavender. Is this focusing? Should cover my face, hey? There, now it's focused. And I've also, there we go, turned my camera, messing everything up. But that is a super sweet, now it's not going to focus on me again. Hopefully that wasn't out of focus the whole time before. If it is, I am so sorry, but I am not re-recording that. Yes. Anyways, home sweater v-neck. So I'm knitting this up out of Berroco Mochi. This is the vanilla color. I have written here, it has a number as well, just because it's a commercially dyed yarn, so 3202. I ordered it off of, I believe, Jimmy Beans, which I had never ordered from before, but I was very happy with their shipping. It was very fast. And they had a decent amount of stock of this. So yeah, now I am on the sleeves. I have the 2 sleeves left, and then picking up for, hello Leia. I have the 2 sleeves left and then picking up for the ribbing around the collar, and this will be done. So I really don't have tons left. It's knitting up on larger needles. I'm using US 6 4mm needles, so it's knitting up more around a DK. I don't know if the yarn calls itself, let's see. I don't know if the yarn calls itself DK. Oh yeah, I guess so. It's a medium weight. So yeah, DK, maybe a light worsted. Yeah, it's knitting up super fast and I can't wait. It's soft already, but I can't wait until I soak it in some blow wash and lay it out to block how soft and wonderful it's going to be then. This is going to be the perfect sweater for the coming fall and winter season. I'm excited. Plus, I just love how rainbowy it is. I don't know. I'm really into these like creamy, rainbowy toned yarns lately. Actually, let's diverge for a sec. On the topic of creamy, wonderful yarns, I pre-ordered a bunch of skeins of this beautiful yarn from Explore Knits and Fibers, which of course is not going to focus because my phone is acting up. This beautiful yarn. How do you pronounce this? Fiadh? I think it's Fiadh. But I ordered this on their Rockies DK base in the pre-order in, what, April? And it just arrived. It would have been here sooner. I'm so sorry about the camera angle changes. I can't get it to autofocus, so I'm having to do it myself, and then my phone wiggles. Anyways, I would have got this sooner, but of course it shipped right when we left for Canada, and then my mail was on hold, so I didn't get it until it came back, but oh my goodness. My plan, again, I'm blanking on the name of said sweater, but I have a sweater plan for this, and if I remember, I'll put a picture on the screen. I had a couple pre-orders actually arrive while we were gone. I also pre-ordered yarn from Woolberry Fiber Co.'s Downton Abbey update, and all of that showed up. Am I in focus? I really don't think I am. I started it over. Hopefully the autofocus works. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. This always happens when you've been gone for a while. Nothing wants to work when you come back, and it's like you gotta relearn things, or is that just me? Anyways, I pre-ordered some Downton Abbey yarn. That also came. So many knitting things. But I did work on one cross stitch. Surprise, surprise. I haven't done cross stitch in so long. One cross stitch thing in the past little bit. I still don't really have the cross stitch bug. I've been loving knitting lately. I'm going to work on what I like and I'm going to stick with it. But I did a little bit of cross stitch. This bag is from Pretty Southern. So this is a Plum Street Samplers pattern. I believe this came out during the Nashville Needlework Market this past year. This is Adorn Your Heart from Plum Street Samplers. I'm stitching it up with all of the called for threads. Now it's auto-focusing. I don't know what was going on. But super pretty colors. I have a couple other patterns that feel similar to this. Is it A Shepherd's Song by Plum Street Samplers? And then the one I recently finished, I can't remember the name of it. But they're all kind of like a field with something on it. Two of them have sheep. Does this one have sheep? I don't know if this one has sheep. No sheep, but it has a fox. And some birds and some flowers. But Adorn Your Heart, Plum Street Samplers. I think last episode I had asked for some help deciding on fabric. I ended up going with the darker one. So this is, where are you from? The tag is on it still. This is from Color and Cotton. This was their July 2020 Fabric Club in the color, please focus, Pearwood. And I started it once and realized I had a mistake right at the beginning, which really crushed my cross-stitch bug again. But this is where I am now. So I've got a little bit of work in on it. This is a 40 count fabric, and I'm stitching this 1 thread over 2 linen threads. So I've got a little bit done. Some of the border, and this angel with an interesting face. I can never get over cross-stitch people faces because it's so small and it's so hard to like add. Oh, can you see this? That's my mistake I made and then had to start over. I haven't ripped it out yet because I figured if I had to rip it out I would never start it again, so I just left it on the opposite corner. Like, so. And I'll just deal with it later because I don't want to deal with it right now. And it's not in my way if I leave it there, right? But that is all I've done for cross stitch. One day the bug will come back. Right now the sweater bug has hit me. I've been hit by the sweater knitting bug. That. So that's what I've been working on lately is the sweaters. And on that note, oh my goodness. I had applied to test knit the Alley sweater by Sarah of S Knits on Instagram. There is a wearing lip gloss and there's a fur or something. I'm not used to lip gloss. I don't usually wear lip gloss. I don't know why I put it on. But I had applied to test knit the Alley sweater by Sarah of S Knits, and I hadn't heard back when we left. I was going to dye up yarn before we left, and I was like, I don't know, I don't really want to dye it up, because I knew I wanted to knit it out of my own yarn. So I was like, I don't really want to dye it up, just in case I don't get picked. I don't know, it's been really popular. I think she had said on Instagram she had like over 100 people apply. Just like, I'm not going to do it. Well, what happens the first day we're driving to Canada? Because we drive back home. It's a 32-hour drive. I could have been working on this all 32 hours. But what happens? I get an email saying, you've been selected. I'm like, seriously? Now I have to wait 2 weeks to knit this sweater. So 2 weeks of anxious waiting later, and I have cast on my Alley sweater. So, oh my gosh, you guys, it's so pretty, and I've been watching other people knitting it up, and theirs are so pretty. The one that's like instantly coming to my mind is our Knits and Pearls version. She's using this beautiful like magenta-y mauve color and Moonstone from Exploring Knits and Fibers. I don't know if you know Moonstone, but it's kind of like Fiadh that I showed you, but a little bit more pinky. Oh, it's so pretty. Anyways, there's so many beautiful ones. If you haven't checked out the Alley sweater hashtag on Instagram, do that because Oh my gosh. But this is what I'm knitting mine with. So these are 2 colors actually from the new Hummingbird collection that came out in the shop. This here is the new tonal that I came up with called Linen, and it is perfect. Just wait till you see it knit. And this here, I'm bad at names, so I literally just named them after the hummingbirds that I found inspiration from. So this one has a strange name. It is called the Green Violet Ear Hummingbird. So those are the colors I'm using, and oh my goodness, it's not the highest contrast sweater, but it's like perfect. I'm very happy with it, and I hope it comes across on the screen well. We will see. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, this is my Ally sweater. Can you tell I'm loving it? We've been home for less than a week, and I'm already like past splitting for the sleeves. So it's blowing out ever so slightly. Maybe if I move back a little. There are pictures on my Instagram of it if you want a better look. Anyways, it's not bad. It's blowing out a little bit. But oh my goodness, I love it so much. It has a folded collar. I don't think I've ever knit something like that before. I've done it on socks, but not a sweater. It's gonna be so cozy. And it's a raglan. Raglans fit me the best. So I'm excited about that. I'm showing you the front. So basically, which is really cool, you work your short rows right after you do the collar. So this is the front, but then while you're knitting the short rows, you're knitting this really cool color work. Those stripes at the top there. So it's very neat. And then now I'm on the body. I split for the sleeves, and I'm just knitting. I think I'm knitting it for about 11 inches until I do the hem. It's a split hem with like a beautiful contrast stripe of my contrast color at the bottom of it, and then the sleeves, which are probably my favorite part. The sleeves are all linen, and then right at the very bottom there's a tiny bit of this diamond motif, and then the cuffs are all in this blue color, in the green violet here. So I'm so loving this. I wish you could see it the way I see it, because of course it never looks the same on the screen, but it's just so beautiful. So yeah, I don't know, it's been really cool to see other people knit it up. Some people are doing like I am, with the lighter color being the main color and then the contrast being like the darker. Other people are doing it opposite, with the darker color as the main color and a lighter color as the opposite, as the contrast. English. But yeah, it's been really fun to see people knitting it up. But something I really wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys have seen or heard of these knitting barber cords before. I started using these to put stitches on hold, and they are absolutely incredible. All you do, did I bring the container? Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll show you on my ribbing needle here. So this is the container. I took the price sticker off, and I shouldn't have, because now it's all sticky and annoying. But basically, this is the extra long one. You pop it onto the end of your needle, and it doesn't move until you like really yank on it like I just was. But it holds enough that you can just slide all the stitches onto it, and instead of having to like individually pick them all up with a darning needle, and then you just pop it off, and all your stitches hold on there until you're ready to put them back on the needle, and then you pop it back on and slide them back onto the needle. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. This is, I think, like the first iteration of it that came out. I've seen other people have them in their shops as well. It's just like a plasticky cord. I know I've used something like a cord like this for other stuff before. I don't know exactly what it's called, but so you get in one of these little containers 3 different cords, 2 shorter ones and 1 longer one. But yeah, it has totally changed the putting stitches on hold, because it takes like even less than half the time, like a quarter of the time. Three. I'm not good at math. It's real short. It's so fast. This is still bothering me. I think it's because part of it is shiny. I need to stop talking about that. it has totally changed my game for putting stuff on hold, and it's not bad at all because it's so fast. And the stitches really, it's grippier, so the stitches don't move. I don't have any worry about like this falling out. I don't have to like tie it or anything because it stays there really, really good. So yeah, actually let me hold the sweater. Yeah, there, now you can really see what it looks like. It's so pretty. I haven't tried it on yet. I should. I know it's gonna fit, but I should try it on and take a picture because, oh man, it's so pretty. And once it's blocked and all the stitches are even and beautiful. Did I mention this is knit on DK? So this is my Birch DK base, which is 100% superwash merino. It's beautiful and squishy and wonderful. But yeah, I cannot get over how much fun I've been having on this and how quickly it's knit up. Like I post pictures of it on Instagram every day, and every day my mom is like, Amanda, you're moving so fast. You need to work on something else. And I'm like, no, I do not. This is what I want to work on. I am having fun. So yeah, oh, it's always so fun to see the color work on the inside. So I will, all my floats. I love floats. Ugh. Neat, beautiful floats are so wonderful. But yeah, this is what I've been working on lately, and it's been super fun. I also applied for a test knit from Caitlin Hunter and got accepted to that. I have the yarn wound up for it and the teensiest little swatch started, but I won't show you that yet. Plus, I'm not sure if I can. I feel like I can because she's posted it on Instagram, but I need to check and double check that I can show it on here and maybe ask. I'm not sure. We'll double check that before I show. But yeah, I am a sweater knitter now, apparently. I need to cast on some socks though, because the yarn I got from Mulberry is all sock sets. Granted, I can make hats. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that is everything I have worked on over the past little bit. I was busy, of course, with family, so that was first. But like I said, I'm going to show you the yarn that is in my update. So I always I'm lazy and I don't wind everything up right away or skein it up. So I have just the straight up skeins here, but I think it's always more fun to show the yarn that way and you can kind of see what's going on in the skein a little bit better. So this here is Bee Hummingbird. Oh my goodness, guys, this hummingbird is the tiniest little thing I've ever seen in the world. It's literally the size of a pencil eraser head. It's so tiny. But it's just got these beautiful colors. So this is in the shop. There's a couple, I think there's only a few skeins left of each of these. So Bee Hummingbird, oh, that's a good way to show it actually. That is in the shop. Tonals, let's do the tonals quick. This here, oh, is blowing out. That's disappointing. This is a lot deeper in person. This is called Walnut. So it's just a gorgeous tonal, and it looks terrible on camera. Oh, there we go. There! Don't look at it close. That's what it looks like. It's still a little blown out, but that's definitely... How far do I have to hold it back before it looks half decent? But Walnut is a tonal that's in the shop. This is what I'm knitting my Caitlin Hunter test knit out of. So you'll definitely be able to see that knit up shortly, if I'm allowed to show it. If not, I'll just show a tiny corner so you can see it knit. And then, of course, you've already seen in my sweater, linen. These all need to be steamed before they're skeined because I left them in here when I left and now they're kind of messy. But they still knit well. They just need to look prettier before they are skeined and shipped. This here I think this is probably one of the favorites of the update. This is called Anna's Hummingbird. It's really pretty, kind of some of those linen tones in there, but there's speckles of orange, speckles of black, and then all sorts of beautiful pink and green tones. Super pretty. Knits up beautifully. If you're looking for swatches, they are on my Instagram. I did swatch everything out in both knit and crochet, so you'll be able to see it both ways. Bee Hummingbird looks so cool crocheted. I think I prefer it crocheted to knit. Not that it doesn't look beautifully, or doesn't, not that it doesn't look beautiful knit up, but oh my goodness, crocheted, it's so pretty. This here is Rufus Hummingbird. So this one's almost more fall-like, but this hummingbird is so pretty. Let's see if I can get some of these speckles in there, those beautiful red speckles. Again, knits up gorgeously. And finally, the colorway I'm using for, the other colorway I'm using for my Allie's sweater. This is a green violet ear hummingbird, which he don't have ear, well, a bird would have ears, but they're not ears like, I don't know. The name is weird, but it's what I went with because that's what it was called. But there's so many fun colors in this one as well. Purples, black speckles, plum speckles, all sorts of bright teals. It's a beautiful color. So, those are all in the shop right now, along with all of the sale skeins. I don't know if I said 25% off the skeins. I'm looking because they're behind me. I do this every time, I swear, and then I explain it every time, and then, do I? Oh no, my computer screen's dirty. I thought I had toothpaste on my shirt, and that's embarrassing, but I don't. But yeah, there's some skeins for sale in the shop, 25% off. Help me make room for new colorways. There's some Christmassy skeins left in there. Yeah, lots of fun stuff, so definitely check that out if you haven't. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Hit the like button, turn on the notification bell. It helps me out a lot. It helps you out a lot because you'll see all my videos right when they come live on YouTube. I upload every Tuesday or every second Tuesday. Used to be every Tuesday, but we cut that down because that was a lot. I didn't like that. I never had anything to show either. But I am here every second Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But definitely if you want to kind of keep up with what I'm doing throughout the week, I post lots on my stories on Instagram, and I'm trying to be even better at posting what I'm doing throughout my day on my stories on Instagram. I'm really active there, so definitely check me out on Instagram if you do have Instagram. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming back after my little hiatus there. And I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye!